Thank you, Odell, and welcome everyone. Let me begin with a short story, because people often ask, when did this profession begin? So let's go back to 1976, and a young professor of philosophy at Bentley College decides to apply for a government foundation, a grant, to start a Center for Business Ethics. He applies, and he's denied. Why? Because they say there is no such discipline as business ethics. He persists. He makes the argument that that's exactly the point, that there needs to be a discipline. There needs to be a center that will pull together the expertise of academics working in the field, but also business leaders who wanted to engage with them to discuss the topic. He persevered, and that was the founding of the Center for Business Ethics in 1976 by Professor Hoffman. That was the vision. Now, 33 years later, the Center for Business Ethics is still strong, still vibrant. It has been a model for other academic centers around the world. It hosted 10 national conferences on business ethics before any of the conferences that we're all familiar with occurred, 10 of them. And it was at those conferences where many of us met each other back those many years ago. It still is the host for academic fellows. CEOs come to speak to the students, an MBA concentration, hundreds and hundreds of students that have gone through that program and been influenced by the work of the Center for Business Ethics, and a leader still in the field. If that was all that Mike Hoffman has done, that in and of itself would be more than worthy of a Lifetime Achievement Award. It's a fantastic contribution to our field, but that's not all. Mike also was the co-founder, along with Tom Donaldson, of the Society for Business Ethics, and he served as its first president. Mike also had the vision in 1992 to create the Ethics Officer Association, which was the first professional association cross-industry for the sharing of best practices in our field. That was back in 1992. He served as the executive director of that for 4 years, and then on the board for another 10 after that. He's published 14 books, hundreds, literally, of articles, appeared in every news outlet. But the last, and I know I'm coming up on my time, but the last comment I want to make is that the real, as if that wasn't enough, the real contribution that Mike has made are the hundreds of people like myself who he has helped along the way, been a mentor, been an advisor, been a counselor, got us started in the field. It's where I began in 1986. And to that we owe a huge debt of gratitude to Professor Mike Hoffman, and it's my great privilege to present this award to Dr. Hoffman. Mike?
I have a lot of people to thank all too briefly. First, let me thank Ed for his lovely introduction and for his help in moving the Center for Business Ethics forward in its formative years when he was my colleague at Bentley. I thank the Society for Corporate Compliance and Ethics for giving me this award. I am deeply grateful and honored. I also want to acknowledge the truly amazing work of the leadership of the SCCE for developing this society in such a short amount of time into the prominence it holds today. And I thank the SCCE for its continuing contributions to the ethics and compliance movement. I want to recognize and thank two members of the CBE team who are here tonight to be a part of this award. Mary Chasen, who has been with me for 19 years. Hold up your hand, Mary. And Gail Sands. Gail? Without such dedicated people who have supported me at the Center for over 33 years, I would not be receiving this award this evening. Speaking of support, I want to also recognize my wife, Bliss, who is here tonight, and thank her for being by my side from the beginning of my work in the ethics and compliance field. That work was not always easy, but you were there. But most of all, I want to thank you, all of you, in the audience tonight and throughout this country and abroad, who make up this amazingly dedicated ethics and compliance profession. Yes, I call it a profession because you have a calling. You are dedicated to and have an expertise in a practice that benefits humanity, mainly to create and protect environments for the ethical transaction of goods and services among individual and institutional relationships. In short, you are bound by the call to uphold and defend both personal and organizational integrity. And what a glorious calling that is. I am totally in awe of your mission. I have had the good fortune to meet and work and learn from many of you, so I know much about you and your work. I am extremely proud to have played a small part in the development of your profession and to have been welcomed into your community. You have and continue to demonstrate incredible passion, moral imagination, ethical sensitivity, and especially personal courage in the face of very difficult challenges. For all of these reasons and more, I salute you and dedicate this award to you. The following poem by British poet Christopher Logue reminds me of you. Come to the edge, we might fall. Come to the edge, it's too high. Come to the edge, and they came, and we pushed, and they flew. Have a long and good flight, and thank you for all that you do.